I know it's the season of giving and the season of watching. And if you have been watching like I have been watching Candace Owens and Erica Kirk, then you will be wondering, like, why is Erica Kirk telling Candace to stop? And also, have we seen a change in how she dressing since the passing of her late husband, Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated? We're going to talk about that. Stay tuned for the Mayday Mayhaim Podcast.
You can call her Mayhem or Mayday. Talk shit, she at your head. I ain't talking bald face. She don't fuck with baby daddies, fucking up the feng shui. Taking care of 4 kids, Sunday to Sunday.
And welcome back to another episode of Mayday Mayhaim Podcast. I am your host, Mayday Mayhaim. And yeah, from what you heard me say before, you got questions, I got questions. I don't think nobody got answers, but we gon' search through maybe some answers and allegedly some more questions we might have. And it's all surrounding little Erica Kirk. Now, let's just say this. I did not know, and probably most of the world had no clue who Erica Kirk was until the passing of Charlie Kirk, which was the biggest founder of Turning Point USA, which is for, I guess, the far-right conservative viewers of America, you know. So that's where we know Charlie Kirk from. You know, he was a talking point with Turning Point USA. He believed in freedom of speech. He believed in speaking about your grievances versus verbally, well, not verbally, but versus physically harming or hurting each other. You know, you should be able to sit down and agree to disagree and just talk about things in society. And a lot of people are now mimicking what Charlie Kirk did. I see it a lot now on different streaming devices where you have the younger generation that is going out and having these hard conversations, these what I would like to call taboo conversations in public. Would I do it? Not without armed security. I'm just saying, because you have a lot of people out here where they're just asking, you know, just random questions and debating, and some people have been hit in the face. Some people have been hit and hurt. Some people have been spat on. Some people have been slapped. Some people have had other cruel words and told self-harm and all these things, which is not necessary if you're just having a debate. And those are some of the things that Charlie Kirk talked about. And also he spoke more about family and how his belief was, now some of you may agree with me and some of you may not, a woman's job should be in the home, you know, taking care of the kids, you know, and let the man go out and work and do for the family. To a degree, I believe in that. But also to a degree, a woman should be able to be self-sustaining. What if something happens and in a situation the husband leaves or is deceased? That woman must have some way of taking care of herself and her children. So I'm with it, but I'm not. But that's kind of like what Charlie Kirk stood for. And of course, if we know about his assassination, he was talking about gun violence, and unfortunately, that's how he lost his life. Now, we get to his wife, Erica Kirk. Now, we know her as winning Miss Arizona in 2012 with the Miss USA, which was ran by Donald Trump, which is now the President of the United States. Here's where the conspiracies are coming in at. It's also rumored that, that Erica Kirk had some ties allegedly with this Romanian Angels, a charity in 2017, allegedly, where she was over 75 children and brought presents, but allegedly some of those children were missing and never found. And again, allegedly, she was banned from Romania for the children not being found where they should be, if you catch what I'm saying. So now we have Erica Kirk, which is now married to Charlie Kirk, which is now beefed up, his status. He married to a baddie. I'm not gonna lie and be like, Erica Kirk ain't cute except for them scary ass eyes. Yes, I said it. Look, if I look into her eyes, I think Pennywise might pop out. The little circles that Pennywise have, if you know the light. If you look in her eyes long enough, allegedly, from what my people told me on the other side, said that you might see Pennywise. I don't know, but her eyes is scary. Not beautiful scary, because don't get me wrong, I've seen some guys with some beautiful blue eyes. I'm just saying. But her shit is scary, okay? We gotta be for real. Her eyes are scary, okay? It's looking like she's looking into the universe of your soul. If you just look at a picture, I don't like looking at the picture. I'm like, just cover my eyes. I can see the rest of her face. I know them eyes anywhere. But anyway, now she's become Charlie Kirk's wife now, and also given birth to Charlie Kirk's children, which they have two, which no one has ever seen their face. And the conspiracy allegedly is that they have no face, which I'm fine with that. Children shouldn't have faces on the internet. I don't believe they should. You shouldn't see their faces, but know that they're there. Okay, so she ended up having kids by Charlie Kirk. Then Charlie Kirk loses his life. Now let's not forget, Charlie Kirk is the CEO of Turning Point USA, where they doing all the talking and stuff like that. Now, Charlie Kirk passed away. Candace Owens is also his best friend, because they started talking with Turning Point USA together. So don't forget, Candace is in the mix too. Candace and Charlie, they were BFFs. All right, then unfortunately, Charlie is deceased. Now we have the wife, Erica, in the mix. She now becomes the CEO of Turning Point USA. Immediately. I understand people grieve a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? I grieve a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? I do. Like, I literally do. Everyone grieves differently. But if my partner, my husband, my children's father was just taken in front of me, I ain't gonna lie, you won't see a hoe for about 6 years. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I ain't been pulled out all my weave. I wouldn't have no lashes. Makeup would be splotchy. I didn't but forgot how to do makeup. I'm telling you, I would look a mess. I would have to have family spokespeople to speak for me. I would be too afraid for my kids. I would be terrified, like, is someone trying to stop our lineage? Like, I'm just saying my skepticism. I'm really scary. Little do y'all know, but don't take that kindness for a weakness, because a scary people will do something to you. If you know, you know. But I'm very, very protective. And if I saw something happen like that to a family member, and especially my husband, and I have 2 small children, I would be trying to be close to them kids as possible, up under them. You would not see me without my kids under me. I'm so for real. But immediately after Charlie Kirk lost his life, we have don't worry, y'all, it's the kids. Never mind, it's the alarm. Y'all know I got 2 phones, one for my mama and one for the hoes. Whole phone always dry, don't worry. Not if I was Erica Kirk, it wouldn't be dry, but it's okay. I'm fine with being Mayday Mayhem, But now we have Erica Kirk, which is the CEO now of Turning Point USA. So now she has stepped into her husband's place. I would be terrified. And we can't forget the pictures that she posts online of Charlie, of a husband in the casket. Like, it just told everybody up, like, why would you post pictures of that? And you crying over the casket. And it seemed very staged. A lot of people said. That's the conspiracy. A lot of people were saying. Now, Candace Owens never touched on that. Candace Owens was more of find out why this happened to Charlie. Find out why wasn't security over the place Charlie was supposed to be. Find out who orchestrated this. Find out the person that did this. You know, the things that most of the people that supported him wanted to know. And of course, by her being a friend of his, she's going to want to know the same thing. What happened to my friend? What happened to my homie? What happened to him? Like, who did this? Why? And make sure not just one person is brought to justice, but everyone is brought to justice that had anything to do with the death of my friend. Now, the wife, Erica Kirk, goes on to say, I forgive the young man that took my husband's life, which is nothing wrong with that. Forgiveness is for you, not for the other person. You can forgive someone. It's nothing wrong with that. But on the flip side, a question was asked about Candace Owens, and which was a real bogus question that we're going to get to. The bogus question was asked. Well, you have conspiracy theorists and podcasters like Candace Owens that's questioning and making money off your husband's name. First off, before I even go into that, Candace Owens has been doing this for years. I follow Candace Owens. I have been watching her for years. Now, did I know she had a big thing with Turning Point USA? No, because I always watched her podcast. I always listen to Candace Owens' podcast. Even when I had to do long drives. And when I had to drive all the way to Sandusky, Ohio, with 2 kids and my father in a car, I was listening to Candace Owens while I was driving. I'm not going to hold you. Like, I listen to Candace Owens. I like some of the things she say. I like some of her beliefs. Do I believe with everything she says? No. But do I like some of her opinions? Absolutely. Like, that's with anyone. You can like someone's opinion, but don't have to follow everything they say and do. So, by me watching Candace, I understand that, you know, that was her homie, and she wanted to know what happened to her homie. Okay. Now, you have this reporter asking Erica Kirk, well, how do you feel about these podcasters making money off your husband and the conspiracies? What do you want to do? And she says to them, the people that want to know what happened to your husband so this won't happen to anyone else, or if you see the signs in a loved one that may want to allegedly do something like this, you would know what to do. She tells them to stop. That's it. Stop. Y'all can look it up. That's literally what she says. So you want the people that want to make sure that you and your family get the correct justice and make sure that everyone that's held responsible for your husband's death goes to jail or are held responsible, you want that to stop? You want the conspiracies to be shut down. You know that's going to make us dig more, right? Like, you do know that's going to make people want to open up and want to see what else you got going on up in there. You know what I'm saying? Just like the hug with J.D. Vance. Now, y'all know how I feel about J.D. Vance. And again, I don't trust a man that has changed his name more than once. And it was not because he was married, okay? Now, I know some men that have taken their wives' last names, which is nothing wrong with that. They may not like their last names. You know, they may have a feminine last name and they want something a little bit more manlier, like Howard or something. I don't know. But I know some men that have taken their wives' last names, which is nothing wrong with that. It's a last name, long as you love them and you're together. However, why is your last name Vance? And that's what was not on your birth certificate when you was buried, is my question, okay? I don't trust no man whose name has been changed more than once and they was not married. Can we remember that? Then, let's not forget, he touched the Pope. He gave the Pope a present. The Pope died on Easter Monday. Who gives the Pope a present after the Pope then survived double pneumonia, liver transplant, half of an earwax, and he didn't survive so much stuff? And you come and I give you this present. And the Pope say, thank you, my son, and pass away hours later? And I didn't like the tie he had on. I didn't like it. I absolutely didn't. I'm sorry I didn't like the tie. I did. But that's just me. Now, you don't trust somebody like that? Let's not forget when he took his wife and kids to India. You know they had an earthquake over there, right? So this is somebody you kind of don't trust with handling things, especially like trophies. Y'all remember that trophy he had? He was fumbling that trophy. And they was like, woo, 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 woo. I didn't know it was 2 pieces. I'm pretty sure they told you it was 2 pieces. I've held heavy 2-piece trophies before. I'm an award-winning actress. Just had to throw that out there. And you hold them together like this, or like this, or like this. He was like, and it felt like that. And they had to catch it like, woo, woo, woo. So, again, you don't trust a man that's got all them 3 strikes within 6 months. You don't, and then the name is enough. Now, Erica has become the new CEO of Turning Point USA, which boggles my mind because now, if she was watching the kids before, who the hell watching the kids now? And she wasn't wearing all that stuff that y'all saw, is the little tight pants and the white. Oh no, girlfriend was wearing something like what I have on. It's if I stand up, it's just a regular little flare out, little cutesy little dress. It's nothing to write home to mom about. Yay, it's nothing like that. Oh, girl got on hot pants and a white t-shirt like she auditioning for Grease now. I'm saying the new rendition, like she's going for the head role. Like if that's the case, she's got it. Them ads is going to get it all. But now she's introducing J.D. Vance. Somebody I don't trust nobody touching or sitting by or sitting near or in the same spot with. Now she introduces J.D. Vance as a speaker for Turning Point USA. And he has so many characteristics that reminds me of my late husband. And I want you to please put your hands together for the Vice President of America, J.D. Vance. Hand in hair hug. And his wife was there. Look it up. It's there. Ursha was there. Ursha, if you listening to me, girl, I know I'm not saying your name right. Ursha. Miss Vance. Her. Mrs. Vice President of the United States. You, her, she. If I was you, I would make sure that I did not get no prenup. Because that hug right there was affection. I would be suing him for loss of affection. Motherfucker, you don't hug me like that. I ain't never seen him hug her like that. He barely want to grab her hand, bring your ass on. But sir, you barely want to hold her. You barely want to open the door for her when she's getting out the car. You don't even want to wait for her to get out the car. It's taking her so long. But you mean to tell me you let Erica Kirk rangy hands go in your hair and you put your hands around her tainted waist? Are you for real? With her black leggings, her black, what you call them, leather leggings at that? Oh no. We would have a firm talking to when you get home with me, sir. I don't believe in domestic violence, but I do believe in domestic conversation that might end with me throwing something at your ass. And I have a very good aim. You know what I'm saying? My aim is impeccable. I'm just saying. Because I've been trying to make my wife convert into Catholicism. I'm sorry, I know I ain't saying that right. Catholicism. And she won't. But I'm hopeful one day she will. Then you all up on Erica Kirk like that. Ooh, Ursha. Ooh, girl. Ooh, girl. I don't even want you. Call my whole phone. I got all the time for you, girl. It's on the website. Call it. Call it. I want you to call me, girl. Girl, look. I know you got some money. I'll fly out to you. Well, I ain't gonna fly out to you. You gonna have to give me a couple days. I'm gonna drive out to you. Cause bitch a hoe ain't got no money like that yet. But I drive out to you. And we're gonna have a conversation. I will drive to DC, pull up to the White House. Look, I'm here for Ursula. I had to Miss Vance. Is she expecting you? Indeed, sirs. She is definitely expecting me. Who is you? Mayday Mayhaim. You know? Don't you try to touch my Cadillac convertible. Because I'll make sure I get a rental car just in case y'all want to get a look. Pew pew happy. Like, don't you come up here no more because Vance said something to y'all like, I don't trust him. But back to that infamous hug. I ain't got too far ahead of myself. Ursha, call me girl. But, now, it hasn't even been 6 months since your husband has passed away. And you're introducing J.D. Vance as someone that reminds you so much of your husband. Do you know I would still be crying over my husband if he passed away like that? I'm just saying I would still be insufferable. And again, who's watching your children? I'm pretty sure, Charlie had crossed his I's and dotted his T before he passed on. So I'm pretty sure you would have been well taken care of with yourself and them children. So my question is, he passes away, you become the CEO of Turning Point USA, then you introduce the vice president as a speaker, which I have another question for you, Vance. Ain't you supposed to be doing some vice president type stuff instead of sitting up here talking to folks and hugging on Erica Kirk? Like, it's just got a question for me. It just always puzzled me. Like, why is you up in here talking? Like, shouldn't you be doing some foreign affairs type stuff? Like, I don't know what the president do. I know you not the border czar, That's Tim Holman. I see him on the news and streaming all the time, so I know what the hell he do. But what is it that you do, Vance, other than change your name? What is it that you do? Just what? Because before you should be hugging on her, you should be doing some presidency stuff. And don't send no letter to me because I ain't going to open it because that means you touched it. I don't want the curse of the Vance. And don't have it, look, I'll have all other people monitor my mail so you won't get me that way, Vance. Vancey Pooh. Anywho. Now, all this has happened, and you don't want people to find out what really happened to your husband. Now, I do understand the conspiracies about, well, I don't know about them Egyptian planes, because I saw that too, and I got to look into some more of that. I'm like, them Egyptian planes was following the day before? What? I ain't hear about that one. Like, I'm going to have to watch that one, listen to that one. But to tell Candace Owens and other people that were close to him, whether they were indifferent to his views or whether they were very close to him, you know, whether in person or through conversation or whatever, why would you tell them to stop? Especially Candace Owens, when that was like her homie, that was her boy. And people were like, well, why didn't she even go to his funeral? To be honest, I don't blame you. I wouldn't have went to his funeral either. It was tickets to this man's funeral inside of a stadium. Allegedly, there was already alleged threats upon Candace Owens' life. So why would I go somewhere and somebody already said, allegedly, you're next? Nah, I think I'm gonna stay where I need to be at. I'm gonna stay where I'm safe at. Like she said, she went and listened to some Kanye, the way her and her homie would celebrate. So you can't take that from her. She was well aware of the funeral, but do I understand why she didn't go? Yeah. I understand why I ain't going. Y'all just told me I'm next. I just saw my friend taken out on live TV and literally in living color, just seeing this in 4K. And people literally brought tickets to this man's funeral. And you want me to go somewhere where there's not, you couldn't even protect him in a small area. How you gonna protect me? No, I'm cool. I'm good. I'm straight. And then, again, let's not forget, allegedly, Candace Owens and Erica Kirk had a sit-down, a 4-hour sit-down that none of us really found out what was spoken about in that sit-down. Candace did come and say a little bit, but it really wasn't concrete, like, girl, what had happened? Spill that tea, like, clock tea. What happened, girl? You know, none of that happened. So, again, now conspiracies are flying about Candace. Well, oh, they got to her. I don't think they got to her. I think Candace is doing the logical and the most mature thing she can. Being quiet, absorbing as much information as I can, and seeing what I need to see until there's nothing more for me to see. I have what I need. I have what I need to expose, and I'm good to go. Now, should Candace Owens stop? No. Because Candace Owens is even into it with Ben Shapiro. Because, again, he was speaking for Turning Point USA a couple of days ago. Him, Tucker Carlson, and I guess Ben Shapiro's feeling is that people should be censored. The same thing that Charlie Kirk was against. Censorship. Again, everyone has the right to speak their mind. And, this is non-censorship right here. Like, this podcast itself is a form of non-censorship. I am not doing anything diabolical to harm. I am not promoting harm. I am not doing anything harmful to myself or promoting anything like that. So this is okay to talk about. This is okay to speak about to the public. This is what censorship pretty much should not be looking like. If someone is going to say, I don't agree with you, I don't think you should talk, I don't like your computer, you shouldn't say a word, I don't like anything about you, we're going to shut you down. That's censorship. And pretty much what Ben Shapiro was saying in his interview, when his speech allegedly, was that if you don't agree with what he's saying, you should be shut down. And that's you censoring people. Like, are you for real? Like, FCC won't let me be. Like, are you for real? Like, you cannot do that. Sorry, Eminem. I'm a big fan. But that also will go to Ben Shapiro, because you don't have the right to tell someone what they can and can't say, just like someone doesn't have the right to tell you what you can and can't say. So it goes both ways. And Tucker Carlson clocked his T on that. And he said no one should be taken down or deplatformed because they don't agree with what someone is saying, or they're not with the in crowd, or they won't convert to someone else's ideology, that they should be deplatformed. That means they should be censored if I don't agree with you. Same thing. And he also agreed that deplatform should not even be used in the verb. It's a noun, because a platform is a noun. So, like, he was clocking T. He was clocking it. I was sitting up there like, my kids came and were like, what you doing? You watching Baddies? I'm like, no. They was like, what you doing? You watching Welcome to Dairy? I'm like, no. So what you doing? I'm watching Turning Point USA, and Tucker Carlson is clocking it. They was like, yeah, your asshole. I'm like, get out of my room. That's how it was. I'm like, get out my room. Wipe my tear. Clock it. Went right back into it. Seriously. So, again, it seemed like almost Erica Kirk was sending out a form of like, shut it down. I said no. And Candace Owens came back like, yeah, you may have said no, but I'm still finna find out what happened to my homie. So anyway, what I said was, back to my program, allegedly. That's what I'm getting from this conflict. What do you think? Put it in the comments below. I'm still watching because this is ongoing. Like, y'all know this is happening like this week. Like, all of this happened this week. Like, literally this week. Literally. Like, just happened. And also, I would like to extend my condolences to the families of the Brown University shooting that also happened this week in, Rhode Island. So, my extended condolences go out to the families. If you don't know, 2 gunmen proceeded to, it was 2 shootings. One, the Brown University was a gunman that proceeded to go on to Technical University, tech part of the university, and unalive people. And they did find a gunman pronounced deceased, and allegedly around his death that he died shortly after that shooting. And there was also a shooting in Australia. on a beach where 2 gunmen started, shooting and unaliving people in Australia on a beach. Now, this happened, all of this happened this week. So, it's still developing more, and as it develops more, I will give you more on it. But to say about that, it's sad that we live in a world where we have so much technology and so much promise, and we're losing it to violence. Again, to gun violence. Something that doesn't have to happen. So again, my extended condolences go out to the Brown University families and also to the families that happened in the beach in Australia. Again, I will be doing more commentary on it. I'm still coming out as more developments come out on the cases, but I just wanted to keep the viewers up to date on what's going on. So also with that, we will be ending the podcast today, and I'm going to end it the way I end all my podcasts. If no one told you they love you, I do. I truly, truly do. Make sure you do better today than you did yesterday and strive for a better tomorrow today. Again, everyone stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Please like, share, subscribe. Please also don't forget, we have a members button below where you can see extended content and other content that YouTube won't let me show. So go ahead and join that membership button. It's no more than a cup of coffee, and you'll get extended content and other background scenes that's, again, not for the human eye, but it would be for your human eyes. Again, everyone stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and happy holidays, and I will see you next time. Good night.
You can call her Mayhem or Mayday. Talk shit, she at your head. I ain't talking bald face. She don't fuck with baby daddies, fucking up the feng shui. Taking care of 4 kids, Sunday to Sunday.